Hey, what's up, YouTube? Dark Signer here, coming at you guys with another deck profile. So, this is a deck that I actually saw from the LCS. It's the one that got second place, the Megalith. So, I had to test it at my locals. Ended up winning just because people still don't know what it does. They don't know what to stop. It's very difficult because this deck does go off with just like 2 card combos. So, it's honestly pretty insane. I didn't think this deck was that powerful at first. But now that I play, it has so many lines of play. It's honestly insane. There's so many ways to get to your end board that is like just ridiculous. So like I said, I ended up going undefeated. A lot of people like maybe didn't care about the locals. I mean, sorry, the LCS as much as they should have. They should have been looking at the deck profiles and like all the people interviewed with and they were talking about how to beat it. No one played Dimensional Barrier, so I was like, okay, I guess you just want me to auto win. But yeah, and then I'll just go through it. I'll end up showing you guys what I changed from the deck to fit my playstyle, and we'll go from there. So essentially, I mean, if you guys already seen this deck profile, sorry about that. And like, well, I guess if you guys already been looking at a lot of Megalith deck profile, sorry. But yeah, so this is the way I've been playing it. So Triple Fool, this is the new one. If you guys don't know what he does, he lets you ritual from the deck by tributing monsters on the field or your hand. This one's honestly like what the deck needed, just because it is a quick effect. So you're just able to ritual summon on their turn as well as your turn. And the fact that it's a quick effect, a lot of people don't realize it. They try to like impermanence this, and then they just like quick play. You know what I mean? But the thing is that he also has an added effect to when you ritual summon him. He adds back a ritual monster from the graveyard, and he copies the level. So that honestly comes out a lot, just because sometimes you could like, what's it called, just manipulate the levels with him and just end up going into like your Savage Dragon or anything like that. So honestly, this card is just insane. This is what the deck needed. So yep, so 3 of that. Triple. I don't even know how to pronounce this guy's name. Triple Haggith and Triple Ophiel. So if you guys don't know what these do, basically this one adds you a ritual monster, and then this one adds you the ritual spell for the Megalith. And then they also, all the level 4s have the effect to where you can ritual summon a monster from your hand by using themselves and another monster from the field or the hand. And what's it called? Like I said, so this one monster, this one spells. So they kind of like work hand in hand because this one searches this and then this one summons itself to get you into either your ritual spell or your field spell. And honestly, these are probably the best ones. So yeah, I mean, there's not too much to say about them just outside of that. And then for the 2-ofs, I played 2 and 2 of the big ones. So the big ones, what they do is they're pseudo ritual spells, so where you can discard them and they become the ritual spell. And what's it called? The good thing about all of them is that you're able to exceed the level. And what's it called? They also have the added effect to where this one protects your cards by putting rituals at the bottom of the deck, and this one pops your opponent's board equal to the amount of rituals in your graveyard. So this card's honestly really insane, just because obviously popping boards. And the thing is, like I said, like I mentioned earlier, you're able to do it on their turn as well, which is ridiculous. And then this one, honestly, it's actually really good, like being able to protect your stuff. Like, it comes up a lot, actually. And like I said, being pseudo-ritual spells, it just helps out like that. And then for the 1-ofs, 1 Ock, and then 1 Palig. I don't even know how to pronounce that, but basically this one's like your end game. This one boosts all your monsters by 300 for like every ritual. And then this one just draws and you discard a card, which is not that good, but it's another one that you could like tribute off the board with. And like I said, this one's a pseudo-ritual spell, and this one obviously rituals what's it called by using him and another monster. So they come up a lot. But yeah, so I mean they're just 1-1 just because their effects aren't as good. This one, I mean, it's really good just because it's the end game, but yeah, outside of that, they're not very great. And then the win condition of the Megalith is the Magician of Chaos Max. So if you guys don't know what this does, it's basically an Azathoth, just negates like monster effects. But the thing is, like I said, you're able to do it on their turn. So it just becomes really ridiculous. And then, like, usually when you play him, you usually win unless you're playing against, like, one of the back row decks. But against the back row decks, you're able to, like, play this so they can't do nothing on their turn. Then they set up, and then you just basically, what's it called? You basically just Bellathor, what's it called, their board. So it just becomes, like, honestly insane. And then this is not the only win condition, but this is one of the big ones. And then 3 Chalice Slime. And then the Candle and the Talismandra. So I don't want to play more than one of these. What's it called? These guys are really bad to draw. Like, you almost never want them, because sometimes it is a problem to just kind of get them off the board. But like, it's just the best card to get out of your deck. Like, just playing the 3 Chalice Slimes. So if you guys don't know the play, basically just discard Another card, you leave the Chalice Slime in your hand, you're able to summon what's it called, the Candle. Candle gets you the ritual spell, then you use this and the ritual spell to summon like any of your Megaliths. And then you're able to discard the Chalice Slime to add back the ritual spell, summon the Talismandra, get you the other monster, and then use the ritual spell to ritual off this. And it just becomes a lot of pluses that way. Like I said, you just want to play 1-1. You don't want to play more than that. Like, you only really want them for that one turn. And then triple Manju and then double Senju. So these obviously search out the entire deck pretty much. I didn't play the Ben 10 just because like I don't think the card is necessary to search this out. A lot of the time you don't really care about your normal summon. Honestly, I think it's more scarier for your opponent to think that you have a normal summon, so they're like really hesitant to Nibiru you. But yeah, I don't want to play 3 of this just because like I don't want to clog my hand with too many of these guys. But honestly, these guys are really good. Being able to open them obviously becomes really like I said, just being able to just kind of continue your plays if you do get Nibiru'd. But like I said, you don't want to play Ben 10 because it just becomes like unnecessary to make like those kind of boards and stuff. And then one Block Dragon. If you guys don't know, all the Megaliths are rock and earth, so it just kind of works out that way. And then with the Block Dragon, you play the one Researcher and the one Seeker. So at first, I was only playing Researcher, but this card actually comes up a lot because like a lot of your plays where you can't get like the 2. Well, I guess like I'll just mention it. Basically, like you need 2 tuners on the board that are level 2, and it comes up a lot to where you need it. So this just adds you 2 tuners from the Block Dragon, and then like they just come up a lot. Like trust, like, and then one Despot, one 001. So the reason why you play him, like it's supposed to be Recover, but right now I'm just playing him just because I don't really have a Recover. I don't know where it's at, and I don't want to like make like what's it called, proxies and stuff. I mean, you don't really like I guess care. But it does come up to where like the Recover could like bring itself back from the graveyard by paying 2,000. But you do have to have a limited extra deck at that point, which actually, like I said, it does come up. But the paying 2,000 sometimes is kind of like a problem. But you just basically need an Earth Tuner to be able to summon the Cherry Beast and stuff like that. And the only reason I play that level 1 is just because sometimes they do hand trap you multiple times. So just being able to just like make something, which usually you're able to still make like a Cherry Beast with like a Herald. And honestly, that's like usually good enough to win the game. And that's after being like multiple hand trapped. So like I don't know, it just kind of comes up, and it goes back to when I wasn't playing the Seeker. I was playing like this. I was testing it out, and then a lot of the time when you bring this out from like needle fiber, like you weren't able to do a lot because like you needed the other extra tuner, and that's when the Seeker came back in. So like this ratio to me is like perfect. Like just play like this. A lot of your boards become so much easier to make when you're able to just get like 3 tuners on board. So yeah. And then triple Gamma. This is the most impactful hand trap right now, which is the reason why it's the only hand trap I am able to play, just because like this deck has like a problem with like I guess like deck space. I almost thought about cutting it just because the deck's at 43, and I thought about just taking out the Gammas and then playing something else. But you do need some form of protection, and this has become really good because a lot of your stuff like discards. Like let's say you activate like Chalice Slime and they try to stop you, you're able to Gamma that. Or all like your search spells, like you can obviously the Gamma that, like it just becomes really good. Like the only thing that they can't is like your like once you have a monster on board, but that doesn't really matter. But like yeah, this card is honestly the most impactful. It's the best right now, in my opinion, compared to like what Ash used to be. And then triple prep. I mean, this card searches out like your entire deck except for the big guys, so why not play it? So there we go. Triple of the Megalith. I guess like pseudo ritual spell. It's a quick play. That's nuts. Like honestly, that's really nutty. Just be able to do it whenever like it becomes really good. Just because people try to impermanence you or Veiler you and stuff like that, and you're able to just use this. Like, well, the only difference is this makes it so that you have to ritual like a monster that's like 2 levels lower than what you're tributing off. So like if you tribute like Block Dragon, you have to get like a level 4. You tribute the level 4, you summon a level 2. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, but this card's honestly insane. Like I said, it's a quick play card, ridiculous, like ridiculous. One of the rituals from the incantation. If this card didn't exist, I wouldn't be playing the incantations, so keep that in mind. But this card's obviously really nutty. The Megalith field spell, if you guys don't know what this does, basically protects your Megaliths for 1 turn when they're being destroyed by battle. And then also, if you ritual summon the first time, you're able to add back, what's it called, a ritual monster from your graveyard. And then the last card was Extra Foolish Burial. I saw a dude playing 3 of this card, and I was trying it at 3, but this card is so bad to draw in multiples And then sometimes it does come up to where you do need to set a card, and that just becomes bad. And then a lot of times this deck is honestly consistent enough to the point where, like, as long as you have 2 level 4s, you just go off. So I just didn't see the need to play multiples of this. So, but the 1 was still really good, and I mean, I still go back and forth sometimes with 1 and 2. So I just kind of been thinking about it, but for right now, I am playing 1, and I plan on, like, pretty sure I'm just gonna like keep it like that. So there's that. And then as far as the extra deck, this part is honestly the most important thing. This is the way I have it. Honestly, it's a lot different from the dude, but I just been playtesting a lot with this, like, over and over and over and over again. So yeah. So first, the granite. Obviously, this thing searches out Block Dragon. This gets Vader and Ash all day, every day, but it becomes bait. So you have to play it, and this card is just really nutty. The 1 lane cross, like, I mean, you have to play this along with your needle fiber. Like, these cards are just honestly insane. 1 cross sheep, 1 union carrier, and then 1 of the earth charmer. So basically, like, these all kind of just serve their purpose. This is just a generic that you could just make, and then what's it called? I don't know. It's just generic, which is the only reason you actually play her. And then what's it called? For the union carrier, obviously this becomes like your second way to get to Block Dragon. And then the cross sheep. This card's honestly ridiculous. The draw to this card too makes it so that your hand is just straight fat. I don't know. And then I guess it's just another generic that you're able to make to get things off the board. So yeah, so these guys are actually really good. Then 1 Griffin. I was playing Alpalooza, but it came up to where people were just kind of like the fact that she's not like once per chain. It kind of makes it kind of awkward because people can play around that. But just having this on board, like, let's say you summon it with, like, Cross Sheep or something like that, like, this thing is just, like, ridiculous. Like, it's so hard to deal with because it honestly has a big body. Sometimes the set thing comes up, and then, like, it's just better to do. This is just better, in my opinion, a lot of the time when I make it, like, compared to, like Alpalooza and stuff like that, just because they could run her over. She's not very big when they have to negate 1 time. And then this thing, like I said, just harder to deal with. And then, like, you don't really care about, like, the chains and stuff, so, yeah. And then for the synchros, you play a lot of them, actually. 1 Formula, 1 Meta Marcher, 2 Heralds, 1 the Cherry Beast. Like I said, you only really make this when you have to. Just because it becomes like another negate. I mean, most of the time you don't need it because, like, you're gonna win, like, if you're able to just set up your board anyways. But like I said, in the games where you need, like, just a 1 negate or something like that because they multiple hand trapped you, the card becomes really good. And then the whole point of the deck is 1 Savage and 1 of this guy. If you guys like, it's called Hot Red Dragon Archfiend King Calamity. So basically, this guy just, like, straight wipes your opponent's card effects. Can be responded to. He requires 2 tuners and a dark synchro, which is this. So basically, you just make the Savage just to stop, like, whatever it is they're trying to do, like, evenly match you or whatever. And then this guy, what's it called? You just basically summon him on the main phase, and then you just auto win. But like I said, sometimes people have, like, priority, which is why you want to, like, just kind of have a Savage Dragon. But what's it called? This guy is just nutty, like, super nutty. Like, if the way you make them, basically, you have, like, Savage and then, like, either Researcher and, like, what's it called? The other Emancipator, or you could also, like, with your Needle Fiber, you could bring out, like, the Formula Synchro and draw a card and then, like, make them that way. But this is the whole point of the deck. This guy is nutty. He wins the game. He ends the game. 4,000 body, like, it's humongous. And then 1 Elder Entity Ninth. I don't even know how to pronounce her name. But basically, you just have her for the Foolish Burial. When I was playing 2, this card was a lot more live, just because you want to have it as an extra out to just stuff. But right now I'm playing it. Also, when they play the Magmatica card, you're able to just send it off and then, like, make it a negate for Mechaba that way. Because you can always make Mechaba, like, what's it called? Like, negate first, and then, like, go off, like, with all your stuff. Because sometimes you don't want to, like, shotgun certain things, like, especially when you don't have the King of Calamities. So you don't want to, like, shotgun the Belthor or, like, stuff like that. You just send this, and then, like, on it, and just continue your plays that way, like. But yeah. So you also chain block or whatever too, you know. So it's cool. And then you can send, like, her and the Herald. So she actually comes up a lot. And then yeah, that's it for the deck profile. Sorry, it's super hot. I'm in California, so, like, I was kind of stuttering a lot. I apologize for that. But hopefully you guys have a good weekend. Enjoy the rest of your lives. Have a good one, and thank you for watching. This is Dark Signer out. Have a good one, guys.